Hi, my name is Rafael Husu. I'm the Chief Executive Officer, and today I'm going to present to you my recommendations for the headquarters of RH Taxes and Bookkeeping. Before we start, anybody here last year was hired an accountant and were they able to get any tax deductions on you guys' tax returns? Anyone here? Oh, nobody? Okay. So yeah, this is very important, guys. As you get older, you will need to, find ways to get deductions, or else you will be paying a lot of taxes, especially if you make a lot of money. But here you can see our two comparison states, Florida and California. So we will see here in a little why this is important. We see the headquarters in Florida, California, and they look beautiful. They look beautiful. So let's see. A little bit about us, our taxes and bookkeeping. So we do tax planning, tax returns. We help people with their taxes mainly, but we also provide with monthly and quarterly bookkeeping. Obviously, we are a for-profit organization. All accounting firms are, so we are as well. We charge a certain fee depending on the amount of work, depending on if you are a S corporation, C corporation, LLC, or if you work independently. Our rate changes depending on the customer. So you might be wondering why the headquarters. We believe that it is important for us now to expand, grow, and increase our revenue. I believe that we got to a point where we are stuck. We need to get to that next level, and I think that having headquarters to centralize operations and make executive decisions will help us as a company grow. And we need to be in a location where business activity is pretty high for our services. So yeah, this is what we will be talking about today. Here's the research that I use for this presentation. The main research, the most helpful ones, at least, for the criteria that we'll be talking about later. This research was conducted in December of 2024. So here, in this presentation, we will be comparing the state of Florida and California to know which state is best for our headquarters. In order to determine that, we have three criteria. First one is business survival rate. Second one is highest concentration of Fortune 500 companies. And last but not least, the percentage of remote workers. Then we will have our conclusion to see which state was best, which state won all criteria or most criteria. And we'll have our recommendations for the winning state. Our first criterion is business survival rate. So I believe that our company needs to be in a state with a high business survival rate. This is for us to be able to be sustainable over time, be able to grow, and obviously we don't want to move somewhere and then nothing happens. We want our move to be important, and we want it to work. We don't want to move somewhere and then back up and be like, oh man, we shouldn't have our headquarters here. So this is important for us. This is very important. Here we have business survival rate in California of 86%. In Florida, it is 77%. So here we have a difference. We have a difference of 9%, which is, somewhat significant, I believe. Obviously, the California here has a higher survival rate, which can be more beneficial for us, obviously, but this is only one criterion. So let's see what the next one says. Our second criterion is highest concentration of Fortune 500 companies. So here, this criterion is very important for us because we need to be around high income clients. Fortune 500 companies are high income clients. They are, the companies with the most revenue, which helps us. These companies need tax planning. They need tax returns. They need to keep track of their spending, the expense, revenue, everything. They need bookkeeping as well. So this is where we come in as a company, and we help them grow, and we help them, spend less money potentially. So here, the number of Fortune 500 companies in California is 57, whereas in Florida it is 22. There is a huge difference here. We see a 35 companies, company difference, which is huge. It is huge because this will determine, or not determine, but this will definitely help elevate the company with a lot more revenue, a lot more opportunities to build relationships with these companies, and all in all, this will be beneficial for us. This is where we want to be. In a high business activity area where companies make money around us. The more people make money, the more we make money. So, moving on to our last criterion, the percentage of remote workers. Why is that important? Most remote workers work independently, meaning they face complex tax situations. This is great for us because this is obviously where we come in as a tax company, and we provide our tax planning, our tax returns to them, and they might not know, what to deduct, and we'll tell them, okay, this is where you need, this is where you can deduct some money, and then little by little, they will start working with us more, and then this will create another pool of clientele that we didn't have maybe before. So here we see that in California the percentage is 30, and that in Florida it is 17%. So this is, again, I don't want to say a big difference, but it is a difference. 13% is can be a lot depending on the amount of people, So here California wins once again with this difference. So here you see in this graph that I provided for the third criteria, the percentage of remote workers. We see the Florida percentage, the California percentage, and the US percentage. We can see here that California is above the US average, about 10%. So California is definitely a great location for that, and for our other criteria as well, which is why California is the better state to relocate to based on the three criteria: survival rate, concentration of Fortune 500 companies, and percentage of remote workers. So California beats Florida in all criteria. As we mentioned before, survival rate, 9% difference. Concentration of 500 companies, 35 company difference. Percentage of remote workers, 13% difference. Each criteria, California wins over Florida, which to us tells us that we should probably move our headquarters to California and establish our main business of operations over there. We believe that it will be the most beneficial for our company, as these criteria were one of the most important for us. So you guys might have some concerns, but here are my responses. I know some of you guys mentioned the overhead costs that might be higher in California. So this is what I have to say. I think that, as I mentioned before, the increase in revenue that we will have in California based on the criteria will help the company. It will help compensate that loss that we had in the overhead cost, because with us having a larger clientele, even though our overhead costs might be higher, that will offset it with our revenue. Another thing you guys had is the number of competitors. Well, I believe that competitors might be a problem for other businesses, but I don't think that in accounting, I would argue that there is a shortage of accountants. I believe that there's not a lot of um, skilled accountants. I think that our company, if you guys believe in our company as much as I do, I believe that we are one of the best at what we do. We provide taxes and bookkeeping, not just taxes. We do both. So that might be an incentive for others that our competitors don't. So we have to take into account that as well. Regarding our advertising plan, I plan on, we plan on hosting networking events. I think that would be great for us to build relationships with other clients, get to, do a meet and greet and talk, in person is always better. Obviously, we'll have social media advertising on Instagram and LinkedIn. We will make posts to interact with clients, get our name out there, build relationships, interact. And remember, our slogan will be tax solutions, bookkeeping excellence, because that's what we do. So here you can see my references that I use for my research. All of it is here. Now, do you guys have any questions for me? Anything? Yes, you, whatever. So did you already start interviewing staff in California? Yes, so I started, we started here. We have a recruiter that already reached out to a lot of people. Now, our main what we look for is CPAs, obviously. So yeah, we already started doing that. Is there a specific city in California that you want to settle in? So yeah, our main city is San Francisco, as we believe that San Francisco, as I did my research a little bit, was the main technology hub where all the big companies were. So this is where we'll have our headquarters in, most likely. But thank you guys for listening.